The Artist TV in association with Block 5 Entertainment, and finally I'm here with a man himself, Solomon, Brixton Soup Kitchen. Let me start this with an apology. Man's known you for a good while now. You should have had this sit down a long time ago.
Trust me. This is like over what, 5 years?
What I'm saying to you, yeah, I've been running about out here looking for the wrong legends, you get me?
I see it.
Man like Solomon, anyone who comes from Brixton or the immediate area knows this is a real legend for the people.
Trust.
So hear what I'm saying to you, big man. Let's start with a come up. What was it like for Solomon living in them streets of Brixton? Summer late in the state.
Yeah, that's my block. Nah, do you know, for me, I loved it. You know what I mean? The unity back then, real Brixton back then, you know, real community back then. You know, that was me. I remember being young, literally 10, 11. Remember you was allowed to play out at 10, 11? Like, so 10, 11, playing out, and my mum saying like, "Rah, don't leave the estate, innit?" But my estate's big. So we didn't really need to. We didn't really need to leave the estate because we had shops there. We had flipping ice cream van coming through. We had nursery, school, everything was on our estate. So we literally didn't really need to kind of leave the estate. You know what I mean? I remember I was literally about 11 and kind of going shopping with my mum. So we used to go Brixton. You know, I remember there was to be bare patty shops in Brixton these times. You can get, go there early in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, you can get hard bread freshly made. You know, those times there you can get, you know, dresses made, all of these things in Brixton, I remember. And I remember like getting pocket money for like £1. Them days that £1 was like £20, bro. Like £1 could get you drink, crisp, sweets, everything with that £1, you see what I'm saying? And man, my state was just amazing, man. Like friends, family, cousins, youth club, everything. You see what I'm saying? And for me, it was like me starting to learn how to kind of utilize the system. You see what I'm saying? So I remember, you know, if you go to a youth club, I remember all the naughty kids will get access to maybe getting clothes and getting food vouchers. And, you know, do you remember when they used to say like, "Oh, guys, come to this meeting, we'll feed you." You know, them days they will be like, "Oh, guys, there's going to be food there," you know, like, man. Like, I remember going there and then realising that the bad kids will get to go go-karting, get to go Alton Towers, get to go Chesterton. So I was just thinking like, well, raw. For me, who will never get to experience that, I have to be a bad youth so I can get on these trips. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I remember kind of doing that. I remember like everyone on the estate. So I was very good at, you know, organising like a group of like maybe about 40 of us on the estate. You know, we'll jump on the train, bunk the train. Like, remember, we used to bore through the underground and that. Like, bore through the underground. We used to go Hamleys, like play with the toys in Hamleys. Woolworths, to this day I apologise to Woolworths. Man used to destroy you, Woolworths. Go in there, get the pick and mix, just yan out the pick and mix and that. Flip him, jump on the 315. We thought the 159 was free. Jumping on the 159, going to Chacadero. No peas, you know, like no one had no bread. But we're going to Chacadero, but fun for us was jumping on the train, jumping on the bus, just being there. Like, we didn't really need to play games, we didn't have to buy food. It was just great just to be amongst of brethrens, and we're going to different places. I remember we used to do, you know, when it was summer, we used to be like, "You man, come, let's go Chesterton, innit?" Like, these days Chesterton was way out of our price range, innit? It was like 30, 40 pounds for a ticket. So we're thinking, bruv, there has to be a way to get in without paying peas, innit? And I remember, do you remember bowl cutters? Like the bowl cutter thing? We used to be like, bruv, there has to be a way to get in here, you get me? And then I remember we was like, right, like, how are we gonna do it? Like, how are we gonna do it? Then we kind of went round the back way of Chesterton, got bowl cutters, bowl cutted the gate, and literally about 40 of us will be in Fort Park, like in Chesterton. Like we would literally sneak in like everywhere, you know. And for me, it was just like my childhood. I say it to my kids. Like, obviously, I don't want my kids to do that, but I'm saying, like, my childhood was like the best. Like, literally, like, with no peace. You see what I'm saying? So,
okay.
Yeah, I love that.
So you're giving us a good story there. You're letting us know you had some fun times.
Literally.
But for the people that know and the people that don't know, Summer Leighton is a notorious estate.
Yeah.
It's one of the most well known when you think of Brixton.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, what made you keep your head on the right way? There's a lot of people around you that are well known from that block that have done the wrong thing in life. What made you stick with what you was thinking and push forward to help people?
Do you know what it was, yeah? Like, it was very easy for me to kind of get involved in drugs, gang warfare, you know, money laundering, all of that madness, because of from a very young age, you know, I'm hearing, you know, like the elders, like we didn't have like those type of elders what would kind of force people to kind of do it, like, wow, come here, you going country, like. Some Leighton wasn't that type of estate, innit? It was more of an estate saying, well, rah, if you're broke, like we know, like I knew, bare of my brethren didn't go with their mum and dad. We will see their mum and dad on Brixton Hill selling their souls. Like Brixton Hill back in the days, even maybe till now, was the main bit for like prostitution. Bare of my brethren's mums, aunties, sisters will be on Brixton Hill. So we will be on, again, the open 159, and mum will be like, rah. Like, my mum's over there, you know, like, that was the norm to us. You see what I'm saying? So, like, they'll be kind of going home to nothing, literally, like, and it was a thing for them where they're saying, well, do you know what, I have to kind of go on the roads. I remember being, like, 12, like, just starting secondary school, and my brethren was like, do you remember the Purcell? Do you remember the Purcell bags you used to get, like, we used to wash your clothes in?
Yeah.
Like, I remember my brethren would have, like, bare drawers in the Purcell bag, and they'll rip up and pull it in their jeans and that. And he's kind of saying to me, well, rah, I picked up a Q for £30, and then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to make an extra £30, and I pick up a Q again. And literally, it was a bit crazy, because even though he was doing wrong, at the same time, he's providing for his family type of thing. And for me, it was just like, I can't tell this guy not to do wrong, because if he does right, he's probably still gonna see his mum on Brixton Hill, not eat food. You see what I'm saying? So it was just hard for me to kind of say to somebody not to do that, when all he could do was kind of sell drugs. And literally, you know, he put Say's in his house, he put food in his house. I learned to do money management and to literally go shopping and buy a house shop through my brethren. Like, I learned, he used to say to me, and this is how back in the days it was, we had quick save. So he used to say, come, let's go quick save, and let me show you, Rob, with the bread I'm making, I'm gonna go and supply my whole family with food for the week. Then I'm gonna continue banging drawers so I can continue doing this. You see what I'm saying? And for me, it was like, I was lucky to have my mum and my dad at home. I was lucky enough to, even though it was a council estate, you know, a lot of my brothers will come to my house, and I'm saying to them, big man, like, hey, you got a home to go to, like, it's like 11 o'clock, like, go home, innit? I'll come check you tomorrow. And then it got to the point when they're saying, well, Rob, I've never had a dad in the house before. So I've never known what it's like to sit down and reason with a big man. I took that for granted because I was that was my norm. Do you see what I'm saying? And a lot of my brethren were like, this is not normal to us. Like, you've actually got your mum and your dad at home. We're growing up with our grandma. We're growing up with our uncle. You see what I'm saying? You've got this. So for me, when I was 12, I counted myself very lucky. I counted myself very, very lucky where I didn't have to, you know, even though I weren't getting £100 trainers, because remember, it was me, my twin brother, my little brother, and my sister. So my mum had to stretch her little money she was getting to kind of feed all of us and to clothe all of us. So my era was the hand-me-down era where my uncle would have like the Versace shirts and the Armani jeans and I remember I used to go in there and get his Versace blue jeans and spray it up and that. Like, it was nothing but hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
What we had. You see what I'm saying? So my mum weren't going out and buying trainers for everyone. Literally, like, we couldn't do that. My mum probably bought me trainers, then I had to pass it down to my little brother, pass it down to my sister. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But in the long run of your life, what did you work out that it's better to have a mum and dad that loves you and's in the same house than a pair of £100 trainers?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Like, it's good to have that love at home, even if it's not from a mum and dad, but just to have the love at home, because I had brethren who didn't have the love at home.
Yeah.
They'll literally go home and the council, government, social services, none of these people knew that about 4 of my brethren were staying at home by themselves.
Yeah.
They were literally growing up themselves. So I remember, my saving, like my pocket money, what I used to get. So I remember my mum used to make us hoover, wipe down the curtain boards, boom, 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 and I would get like £3. And then I used to save up my £3, and then a couple of my brethren, I'll be like, "Right, come, let's go quick save, innit?" So if we go quick save, I remember you can get like broken biscuits for like the big box. Do you remember the big box of broken biscuits?
Yeah.
That was 99p, but you get pure biscuits and that in there, like bread, milk, bacon, sausages, all these things. Like, I can get 3-4 bags worth of shopping literally for like £5, literally. And I remember I used to do that for my brethren, because they literally, if they didn't go out there and lick it, they literally wouldn't have food in their house. Like, they're not licking it to have nice clothes, they're licking it to survive. And that's what I saw. So I saw two sides. So I can go home, and my mum's got a cooked meal, everyone's there eating around the table, but then at the same time when I'm leaving my house, I'm going to my brethren's house and it's literally just me and him, and maybe him and his sister in the yard.
Yeah.
And he's got a same, like, so in Summerlatum, all the houses are the same. So it's all, like, I think there's over like 500 houses, but they're all the same. So I might go over there and then I might say, right, you got my bedroom, da, 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 da. But I'm with people who's in the same house, like same 4-bedroom house, but it's only the brother and the sister in the whole yard.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
basically, giving to your friends when you had a bit more than them is what started off the path of you helping others.
Literally.
But when in your heart did you start saying to yourself, you know what, I need to start helping the homeless, feeding the homeless that are living on the roads?
I think it was the first time I was exposed to homelessness. So
Yeah.
I remember, again, on a Saturday morning, you know, my mum would take us shopping, and then we hated it because it was like my mum would give us bare bags, and we just like walking with the bags. And then I remember, like, I started secondary school, so I went Kingsdale, and then like my mum used to kind of take us to the bus stop, and then, you know, I'm severely dyslexic, so my mind kind of works a bit different. Like, you show me somewhere once, I don't need a sat nav. Like, I know where I'm going. I never really understood why my mind works like that, but literally that was my mind, innit? And my mum took us, me and my twin brother, to school the first day, and then the next day I was like, "Mum, we need to take us again." Like, I fully know, like, get on the free, come off there. And for me, it wasn't getting off at at that stop, I knew where to get off because maybe the red car was there. Do you see what I'm saying? So that was kind of like how my mind worked. And then my mum would say, like, once you finish school, I'm straight home, innit? And I'm like, yeah. But I'm thinking, right, let me walk around Brixton. I've never kind of gone before. So I remember going up to like Atlantic Road and behind Quick Save. And then when I went behind Quick Save, I'm seeing pure people sleeping on the floor. And I was like, huh? What the hell? Like, why are people sleeping on the floor? And I was like, rah, mum, like, I went this way, I'm not gonna lie. I went this way to go home and I saw pure people sleeping on the floor. Like, well, why are they sleeping on the floor? And my mum was like, rah, that's homelessness. I was 11 years old. And I was like, I literally couldn't sleep. Like, I was thinking, so outside is mad raining. It's pissing down with rain. I'm here, turn on the heater, got carpet, settees, TV, PlayStation. This rain is not affecting me. Do you see what I'm saying? But for those who's outside, this is probably the worst time ever.
Yeah.
And I literally, like, my head could not fathom how could they be outside like that.
Yeah.
Literally, about a week later, like, so especially on a Sunday, like, especially Caribbean families, on a Sunday we cook rice, peas, chicken, but my parents would always cook rice and peas and chicken in a big pot, and I never understood why. You know, I'm saying to my mum, you're cooking like you're cooking for a christening. Like, there's only 4 or 5 of us in the yard. Why are you cooking bare food? And then, do you remember the ice cream containers we used to keep? Like, I used to contain food before I used to go to school. I used to contain about 5-6 meals, literally. Contain the food, and then I'll heat it up hot in the microwave, put on my school uniform, leave to go to school. So I remember every morning I used to leave at 7:30 in the morning. So 7:30 in the morning I used to leave, and then I usually will take the long way to get to Brixton to go to all the homeless people were, like, just next to Quick Save. So I'll go there, and I literally used to kind of give out food, and I literally done that for about a year, and then obviously, like, you know, like when adolescents kind of kick in, year 8, so I was very popular in school as well. So I was popular from being from Solly'S, being big like me and my twin, and all of like the year 10s and the year 11s kind of knew me from like Solly'S, and so we was very well known in school. So I was the type of person where I would use my popularity for good.
Yeah.
So I will see a couple of my brethren in my class, like my little white brethren in class, getting bullied, and I'm like, are you dumb? Like, you can't bully my cousin. But it's not my cousin, is it? It's like, why, innit? So I used to always save like people from getting bullied. I hate bullies, you know, and for me, I've never really understood why I hated something so much what I've never been through. So I've never been through being bullied. I've never been through being homeless. Do you see what I'm saying? So one thing I hated was bullies. So when I'm walking around the school and I'm seeing someone try to like trouble someone, I'm jumping in like, brother, you dumb. You know, I was the type of person, if I see the bully, I'm bullying the bully. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? I'm running through your pockets. Like, that's what I'm about. I'm taking your dinner ticket. I'm saying, big man, need that dinner ticket every week. Not because I wanted it, it's because I'm bullying you now. Because you're thinking you can go around bullying people. And to this day, I've still got that same hatred for bullies. So when I might be at a rave and I might see someone moving mad in the rave, I start moving towards them like what is it type of thing. Like, not on a bully boy thing, but it's because, you know, I see that you think that you're intimidating and I have to kind of simmer you down somehow, some way. You see what I'm saying? So,
So you tell us, what was the feeling like inside you when you was putting those foods out there on your way to school? What was the feeling to know that somebody who's less fortunate than yourself is now feeling a lot better due to the fact that you're about?
Fam, it was like literally the best feeling. Like, when you're seeing a grown man cry and saying like, thank you so much, like, is like the best feeling ever. Like, literally, is the best feeling ever. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like, and when you're seeing people come towards you now, like I see people come towards me and say, Solomon, thank you so much, you saved my life, I'm just like, I'm walking away and I'm like, like that's like the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
Literally.
Now what I'd say to you, what you do, in my eyes, from the minute I met you, I believe needs a lot more publicity.
Most definitely.
But let's talk into the things that have happened to you while you've been on this journey.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things in my eyes, publicity-wise, was surprise.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're sitting there with Holly.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What has that done for you since? Like, since you sat on that show, what has it done for you?
Do you know what? You see, like, those shows, it's good, but then at the same time, it's not really progressive.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of things, there's a lot of interviews, and there's a lot of shows and things what's kind of happened to the Soup Kitchen, and firstly, I just want to just big everybody up who's ever supported us and kind of put us on a platform. But for us, I know that, I remember, so because of my dyslexia, there were certain newspapers where I couldn't really read because it was just pure writing, and the Sun newspaper was more pictures than writing. I don't know how it is now, but that's what it was then. Not talking about page 3. I was talking about this like more pictures where I can kind of understand. And I remember bringing that into my house, and my mum went berserk. She was like, "Bruv, are you mad? You can't bring those racist newspapers into this house. Like, are you mad?" And that always stuck with me. You see what I'm saying? Well, I can't support these companies, boom, 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 boom. But it's mad because the Sun newspaper bought us a brand new car. Like, they bought us a brand new car. And for me, it's like coming from the ends, doing charity, giving back, my own people will be the same ones to question what I'm doing. So they're thinking, like, why are you doing it? Like, is there something you're hiding? Is there, you see what I'm saying? They're always trying to think of the negative on why I'm doing a Soup Kitchen. Are you doing it to cover something? Are you doing some type of laundry? Like, all of these things, like, people might see me driving a nice car. The first thing they're saying is, that charity money, I do it. They might see me on holiday. Yeah, charity money. And I'm saying, bro, like, things like that don't work. Like, I've got a life outside of Soup Kitchen, and this is what I was kind of saying to, like, one of my, so we've got Michael Lamy as well, and he's like, bro, man, there's certain things that you can't do. And I'm saying, why? Why can't I go out there and buy nice things because I run a Soup Kitchen? Do you see what I'm saying? And what I'm trying to do as well is I still, I've been going Miami before I started BRIXTON Soup Kitchen. I've been buying, I'm very good, I'm very, very good, and I have very good discipline when it comes to money. So I'm very good at, I remember buying my first car from JSA. That was me stacking my JSA for about 4 months and buying a car. You see what I'm saying? So, bringing it back to what you were saying, it's about me coming from the end. I want more support from my people. I want from my community, from my peers. Do you see what I'm saying? I want BRIXTON Soup Kitchen to be everybody's chosen charity. We get supported by corporates, by politicians, by all these people who I'm glad that they support, but I can't relate to. I'm talking about, the big artists from the ends, not just from BRIXTON. I'm talking ends. So we all come from council estates. We all come from the rubble up. I want these guys to support me. I remember when Crep Protect reached out to me, I was gassed because those are the people who I can relate to. We've had Krypton Conan, we've had so many people kind of support us, but we wish it could be kind of ongoing, where those people can support us to keep going on, because everything that we've been doing for BRIXTON Soup Kitchen, even though we've been running for 7 years, we don't get no government funding. We rely on donations, literally, and without those donations, we will not be able to move, and the donations we do get, we get it from like Prep Foundation, Greg's Foundation, all these foundations who we've not really reached out to, but we're thankful that they're there. You know, I always get this. I always get the same answers. Do you get support from, you know, artists and, you know, actors who's kind of just started and who was also homeless? And I have to keep it true. Like, we don't.
So give us the real then. Let's put this down so people really know what's good.
Yeah.
What did Krept and Conan do for you so far?
So Krept and Conan, they've been good. So I've known them way before, you know, before like music and stuff. So I used to also manage a centre in West Norwood where I've kind of, a lot of them was my young people. So a lot of section boys as well. Were from so they're all from like around West Norwood and Crown Point, etc. So those guys do support. You see what I'm saying?
With what though? What are they supporting?
So they would kind of like maybe push out and maybe come down donations, things like that. What's amazing, but I always kind of push for more. I always want to kind of say, you know, how can we do something where you guys are supporting us consistently? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a thing where Christmas comes and then that's when everybody wants to think about homelessness. I'm saying, bruv, our work is 24/7 and it's 365 days. Yeah, we're not just during Christmas. We're today, tomorrow. Like, homelessness is all the time. And, you know, even though we're called BRIXTON Soup Kitchen, you know, I think that word gets people confused. Like, I think
you're for everywhere, not
they think we only cater for people in Brixton, and I'm like, no, like, we're just born and bred in Brixton.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like Honest Burger. Honest Burger, they've supported us a lot. Now you see Honest Burger everywhere. You see what I'm saying? They started in Brixton, but they're everywhere. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm saying BRIXTON Soup Kitchen started in Brixton, but we're trying to be everywhere. But we can't be everywhere
without help,
without the support. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so let's talk about Krept and Conan's help now. They've given you help, big up to them for that.
Yeah.
Now in your area alone and the surrounding areas, there's a lot of artists.
Yeah.
A lot of artists that have made money from their community with their rapping, with whatever they're on.
Yeah.
You tell us, apart from Krept and Conan, knowing what you do, and everybody knows who you are, don't let no one twist it, everyone knows Solomon.
Yeah.
Who else has done anything to give you some sort of hope that there is real love in the community?
Do you know what? A lot of artists do support,
but what is the support? What are they doing? The
support would be like maybe kind of coming down with like maybe some clothes, volunteering for the day, etc. But again, it's the main thing I keep on saying is way much more than just coming down with some coats and, you know, volunteering for the day. You know, we are a service that runs 12 months of the year, literally, and without that support, you know, one of the biggest things I've always wanted to do is put on like a massive fundraiser. You see what I'm saying? When I reach out to artists, I will see artists at industry events. I see pure artists at industry events. And they're like, bro, love what you're doing, boom, 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 boom. So when I'm saying to them, bro, I want to put on a fundraiser. Raise funds, Soup Kitchen, so we can pay staff. Remember, no one is paid at the BRIXTON Soup Kitchen. You know, so one of the things I wanted to do is, I'm trying to run away from government funding, because with government funding, they kind of stop you and block you from doing a lot of things that we're free to do. We're free to do it because we're getting donations. We're not being given government funds. So if we was to say like, right, let's put on a massive event for the Soup Kitchen 3-4 times a year, and it's surely for the Soup Kitchen, you know, it will be a massive impact. It will be a massive impact where, you know, you're supporting a charity, it's your local chosen charity, and then at the same time it's helping people. You know what I mean? We shouldn't have to wait until, You know, Christmas when people think about homelessness, and you know, I'm trying to say to people, homelessness is all year round. You know, we don't just work in Brixton, we don't just work in London, we don't just work in the UK. We do a lot of work in Miami. We've done a lot of work in Toronto. We're literally trying to start up a soup kitchen in Tanzania, and also trying to do something in Jamaica. But we can't do it with just donations alone.
Yeah. So let's talk about your community again.
Yeah.
Like, your community will see you, they'll grab a picture, they'll holler at you, Solomon, the soup kitchen man. Let me put that up on my Instagram, my Twitter. Somebody out there might think that I'm helping, but I ain't doing nothing to help. I'm just grabbing pictures. So I want to ask you, do you feel that your community and the people that really know you and see what you are doing appreciate what you are doing?
I think the community appreciate what we're doing, but then at the same time, like what you said, taking pictures and kissing babies is not supporting us. It's not helping us. Literally, because you'll put up a picture, you'll come down one day, and then it's literally, we're back at square one again. Do you see what I'm saying? You know, our thing is consistency. You know, we want to be consistent on the work that we're doing, but we can't be consistent. Like, when I've said to you already that how I was back in the days when it was coming to my JSA with money, that is how I have to be with Brixton Soup Kitchen.
Yeah.
I have to be like that because I don't know when the next check's coming in. Yeah. I don't know when the next donation's coming in. Literally, so I have to be so tight. When people saying that, bro, we need drink, I'm saying, boy, can't we boil up some water and make drink like that? Like, that is my mindset, because I have to be super tight. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't like it when I'm hearing people saying like, raw, you know, fraud. You see what I'm saying? Like, those things I take very seriously, because this is not me working for someone. This is something that I set up. Yeah. You know, so when people was talking about fraud and, you know, I had someone kind of put out a message. I think there was some miscommunication, and then about her bringing down some donations, and she was just angry, and then she was just like, oh, you're fraud, you know, you're taking the money and you're doing this and you're doing that. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of charities was being put in the newspapers for that. Yeah. You know, and what I'm trying to say to people is, I'm a black face, what says Brixton. I didn't really want to put my face on the logo, but the team wanted that. You know, so there's a lot of stigmas and barriers that we have to overcome already without people even knowing who we are.
So let's dead all the talk now then. Has Solomon ever took any money, any food or anything that's supposed to go to the soup kitchen and kept it for himself?
Never.
So everything's gone right back into the soup kitchen?
100% goes right back into Brixton Soup Kitchen.
Okay.
People just need to just understand that, again, this is what I keep on kind of letting people know. This is not something that I've jumped into. This is something that I started from ground up. Do you see what I'm saying? So things like that, I'm not gonna lie, I take it personal. Do you see what I'm saying? I've been doing this since I was 11 years old. Now I've got a fully registered charity. You know, I know Charity Commission. All these people will be onto us. You see what I'm saying? And you know, when people's coming with little negative views like that, yeah, that really, really gets to me.
So how does it feel inside, really? Like, when you think about the fact that what you're doing is a good thing. Yeah. People are supposed to be congratulating you. Yeah. They're supposed to be spreading that. Yeah. Letting everybody know Solomon's out there. Somebody who's really from our community and really helping the people. Yeah. But instead of that, there might be a post on Facebook where someone's getting his head blown off. Yeah. And they spread that like warfare. But when you're shining realness, nobody don't really care. Nothing. 2 and 3 spreads, but the rest of the people are like, yeah, whatever. How does that feel inside to you?
It's annoying. It's super annoying. You know, it's like, you know, someone from the ends is actually committing their time and sacrificing their time. You know, I could be working. You know, I could be doing a 9 to 5. You know, I was lucky enough. You know, I left school with no GCSEs, but I was lucky enough to do a degree. You know, and the day I handed in my dissertation for my degree, I started the soup kitchen. You know, I've literally was working for local government. as a youth worker, and I kind of left that to focus more on the soup kitchen, you know. And me leaving that means I've left work. You know what I mean? I've literally every Tuesdays, I'm not embarrassed to say, I have to go into the job centre and sign on. Literally, you know. You know, a lot of people's like, oh, we thought you was paid. No, I'm not paid. None of my staff is paid. You know, but again, I've had my staff for like 6-7 years. You know, we've got dedicated workers who's trying to make change. You know, even though I might go on holiday, it's always 50-50. 50 turn up, 50 looking for homeless. Everywhere I go, I'm looking for homeless to support and trying to see what change I can make in that community. You know, and that's why we've been working in Miami for over 6 years. You know, doing homeless work. You know, it was crazy because when I done work in Toronto, you know, I made it on Toronto news. I made it on, and it was crazy to think that how are these people supporting me and I'm not even from here. You know what I mean? I'm from the UK. I'm from Brixton. You know, I'm from the gutters of gutter. But my thing is not trying to uplift myself and, you know, have diamond chains and spinning watches. But again, I'm using my time to kind of help others, to help families, you know, to help mothers, to help elderly, you know, and for it not to really be, I don't want it to be publicised to have mad likes on social media. My publicity is strictly to spread the word, but then at the same time to get that support. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it should get the likes. It should get all that on social media. Because someone puts a clown video up and it gets all the likes, it gets all the pushing, and it ain't helping nobody. In fact, it's causing a lot of mischief and a lot of death. But your thing is actually getting someone with food in their stomach when they're living out in the cold. But let us know, how did it spread so far? How did you get to Toronto in America? How did all these things happen?
For me, Toronto was a mistake. So every May, since I was about 24, 25, every year I go to Miami. So it's a thing called Memorial Weekend. It's just strictly turn up, gal, raving, mad thing. But since I was young, I'll be going over to Miami, but then I'll be doing the Memorial Weekend because it's only for the weekend. But I'll always extend for like an extra week, and I look for like youth clubs. So I work in community centres, work in youth clubs, etc. And then they kind of kept in contact and was like, you know, we've seen the work you've been doing with the homeless. There's a lot of homeless down here. And that's when I've started my outreach team over there. So we've got people that will make food packs, etc. Literally give it out to the homeless. And then I think there was one time I went out there with my twin, and then there was a connected flight from Toronto to Miami, and then we was in Toronto, and we literally got stuck there because my brother didn't do his ESTA visa. So he was trying to do the ESTA visa quick. He done it, but then we missed our flight, and the next flight was the next day at 6 p.m. So we literally was thinking like, right, like we're gonna be here overnight. What the hell, you know? And literally we was like, we've got like $100. We can rather use that $100 to spend the night in a hotel, or to hire a car. And we're thinking it would be better to hire a car because then at least we could sleep in the car, but then at least we can drive around Toronto and kind of just see what it's like, innit? And I think this was the time when obviously Drake kind of come out, it was big, etc. So we was just like, fuck it, can't we just get a car to see? But we had no luggage, you know, because all our luggage is now being sent to Miami now, innit? So the clothes we was in, the little money we had in our pocket, realising we can't even use dollars. Remember, we switched all our bread over to American money. So when we was in Toronto, they don't take American money, it's all Canadian. So we was thinking, god damn, like, and then literally when we drove downtown Miami, downtown Toronto, we saw a lot of homelessness, and I literally, my head just clicked in, and I was like, come, let's find like a supermarket, and let's find like a Walmart, and let's just, you know, the same for what we do in Miami, buying like 50 waters, 50 sandwiches, drinks, energy bars, gloves, all these things we made. So we spent probably around like 400 US dollars.
Yeah.
And then we literally just went there, bought bare things, contained it up, put it in the car, and then we literally were just driving around, speaking to homeless people, just saying, you know, where is all the homeless people chilling, where they're going, we want to give out food packs. And literally, me and my twin we was homeless ourselves. We was sleeping in a car, literally, and we was literally going out, giving out food packs. You know, buying them hot tea, buying food, giving them, etc. Was doing that, and then I must have put it on social media. And then I think there was a woman, she was working. I put it on social media, and I think I must have tagged like Toronto, and then literally I had them kind of hit me up on social media saying, we want to interview you guys now, and then they done a quick phone interview, sent them some pictures, they pull it up, we saw it on the news, we was like raw, like houses, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Social media was going crazy. To this day, we get like a lot of Toronto social medias kind of reaching out to us, etc. And yeah, it was literally just like that. And then the next morning, we just flew back to Miami, and then we done the exact same thing in Miami as well.
Okay. Well, let me let them know that I know for a fact how your determination is, and the passion, and the fact that you're keeping it real. Because I've seen it with my own eyes through the years. But let's talk about Christmas Eve. Outside Tesco's in Brixton, when we bumped into each other, and I'm like, what's good, brother, what you on tomorrow? And you told me it's the same old thing, big man, I'm here, I'm here for the people, I'm going to be at the soup kitchen giving out meals. So what I'm saying to people is, while you were sitting at home with your turkey and your warm self, man like Solomon was in the soup kitchen giving out meals all day.
Trust me.
So that's what I want to know. What's it like knowing that on Christmas Day, instead of keeping yourself happy and your family, missing your daughters and your missus, your mum, your brothers, your sister, you was out there making sure that someone else got something for the day?
Literally. You know, so for us, what we do, especially like Christmas, I think when I saw you as well, we literally was on our way to an outreach. So there's a massive outreach we have every Christmas Eve, where we literally get over 200 volunteers from all around, from everywhere really, come down with cars. We make up, so 2 months prior, we just fundraise to buy like 100 sleeping bags, hats, gloves, scarves, food packs, etc. And literally what we do is we go to different parts of London. So we've got a team going north, east, south, west. Some maybe going to Brighton, some maybe going up to it could be anywhere in the UK, literally Luton, wherever. And we're literally just giving out food packs, Christmas parcels. We get our volunteers to wrap them up, presents. They'll get socks, gloves, hats, scarves, all brand new, sleeping bag. You know, we've been doing that. We've been doing that since the day we started. Yeah. And then our main thing as well, we used to have a company giving us oyster cards as well, so they'll give us an oyster. And then what we will say to the service users as well is just make your way towards South London, innit? Like, because we're open Christmas Day. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So on Christmas Day as well, we had McDonald's in Norbury. So the owner, he owns about 3-4 different McDonald's, and he was like, McDonald's is yours. You see what I'm saying? Well, I'm going to get my staff to make breakfast, hot teas, coffees, etc. So we had homeless people at McDonald's first, getting a present, hot tea, etc. And then from then, we went down to the soup kitchen, opened up the soup kitchen. From the night before, we had volunteers seasoning turkeys, Brussels sprouts, all the works, wrapping up presents, having volunteers come down on Christmas Day, eggnog, the works, literally. Even before that as well, we also do a turkey drive as well. So there's a lot of families who we support, so we make sure that there's turkeys in the house, presents. You know, we was working with Argos this year as well, Argos and Sainsbury's, that was a big one. And we literally was doing a toy drive. So anyone could kind of buy a brand new toy, pull it into the toy drive basket. We would literally go around, collect all the toys, get our volunteers to wrap them up, and then literally go around to families all around the UK, even if it's us shipping it to them. Whatever our thing is about making sure you have a good Christmas, so you can even have something to open up on Christmas Day.
Yeah. Give us some of the names. Let them get some publicity to show what they really are keeping it real with you. Give us some of the names of the main companies that do donate their food and time to help you.
Oh, Nando's. Nando's has been supporting us from day one, you know. So I remember this was like the day we started, you know. And to let people know, when we started 2013, all I knew was just to do. I just knew to just do the works. I didn't know about health and safety, about registration, about, you know, registering your company as a limited company, and these things I didn't know. I just knew about just doing the works, you know. So we had like Mohammed Hashi, you know, from Stockport as well. He was very good at, you know, the logistics and the paperwork and, you know, cleaning up your back garden. You know, we had Mike Alami, you know, he was like one of the first volunteers who's been there from day one. Like, we've had a lot of volunteers come, but obviously, sadly, sometimes they go to work, etc. But Mike, you know, he's been there from day, you know. And I remember Nando's reached out. Remember, I was just a name. I was just BRIXTON Soup Kitchen. You know, I wasn't registered, nothing. And then Nando's called me from America. They called me from Tennessee, and it was like, "Hey Solomon, you know, we've been seeing what you've been doing. You know, we wanna donate." I'm like, "How? How would you donate? You're clear in America." They said, "We want to come down for a meeting." They called me on a Monday. They came down on a meeting on the Thursday, and then they said, "Yep, everything that you said you've done on your tin, you actually doing it. So we want to supply you with Nando's chicken." So ever since then, we collect Nando's chicken, and we was literally their first charity who's ever supported. Greg's, you know, Greg's has been supporting us from day one. Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Argos, Honest Burger. Oh my God, the names are, there's so much. The market, the meat men. So much names. It's unbelievable. Like the amount of companies that don't get me wrong, I've reached out before and they've told me no. But again, I'm reaching out again in it to see how you can support us. You see what I'm saying? So Tesco's, they gave us a couple no's. Now it's just pure yeses. Greg's reached out to us. You know, Adidas, Puma, they've supported us as well. So we've done a back to school drive where we're getting parents giving away free school uniform. Marks and Spencer's, so we've been Marks and Spencer's charity of the year for about 3 years running. Morley's Chicken Shop, they've proper been busting us. Like, I remember when we were putting on a couple of events, you know, they've paid for the venue, etc. I wish I had a list in front of me, but literally it's crazy. You know, Moet, you know, they've done some stuff with us. The shop Krypton Cones, they've given us some stuff as well. It's crazy, like literally crazy.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna be doing some stuff with Rolls Royce, so we're gonna trying to see how that can kind of help us out in that as well. So yeah, man, the support's been crazy.
Okay, well, let's let them know just how far you're willing to go.
Yeah. To
let the people know you're serious about this. A couple of weeks ago, you done a sleeping rough.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
How did that come about, and how long was it for?
So our good friend Travis, you know, he come to us. So he does a thing called the challenge, where he's gonna be doing some stuff where where the challenge is to go back to school. The challenge is to spend a week in prison. So these are the things he's done, and he kind of approached us, and he says, you know, it was funny because while I was in Miami in January, Bang Isaac, so he was like, he called me out of the blue and he was like, "Solomon, like, do you want to do a sleeping rough challenge?" And I was like, "Yeah, do you know what? I've always wanted to do that, because even though I'm doing a lot of homeless work, I've never really experienced being homeless." Do you see what I'm saying? And I needed that to kind of open up my eyes a bit more on why we're doing what we're doing. And it's not until we got back when Travis kind of come and says, "Right, I want you guys to do a sleeping out challenge, and we was on it. We was super on it because funny enough, we spoke about it before. I thought about it a couple of years ago because I've been seeing a lot of these challenges where people are sleeping rough, but you're not sleeping rough though, are you? Like, you are actually in a nice environment. You've got tents, you've got first aiders, you've got all these things around you where you guys are raising billions to do this sleeping out challenge, but you're not actually getting the full experience. And what we wanted to do a sleeping out challenge where it's not just about just raising funds, but it's about raising the awareness, and it's for us as well. So we said, let's come out of our comfort zone, because if we let people know in London we're going to be sleeping rough, people's going to come, maybe give us food, make us comfortable. So we said, right, we don't want to do it in London, innit? So last minute we was just like, fuck it, let's go Brighton, yeah, where it's going to be super duper cold because the sea's just there. It's out of our comfort zone, so we don't know no charities around there. We don't know nothing around there, and literally, you know, it's gonna be a hard challenge. It's gonna be a challenge. Literally, the day we parked up the car, we could not go back to the car. You know, the only reasons why we had our phone is because I'm trying to let people know, in this new day, this new age of homelessness, people's got phones. Do you see what I'm saying? So I was saying, mainly I wanted my phone not to kind of be on the phone like, yeah, blah, 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 but I wanted to kind of document it. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to kind of snap it, see where people were sleeping, etc. Boom, 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 boom. And for us, you know, it was a massive eye opener. Yeah. You know, for the first day, we had our young heads again. So we're literally thinking about, we're not going to go into the shop and lick it because we're obviously grown and we're doing different things, but we're going to literally go into the shop and say, have you got things that's maybe going off what we can eat? You know, we're literally walking up down the road and we're begging, so we're saying to people like, can you spare some change? And funny enough, we raised about £50.
Yeah.
So with that £50, we have to be very strategic on how we're spending our money. And the reason why that day was so good, because one person might wanted chicken and chips, but then the next person wanted alcohol. Do you see what I'm saying? And we couldn't say to that person who wanted alcohol, no, why are you spending your money on alcohol? Because the whole point of the challenge was to kind of show people that homelessness and their struggles are all different.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, some people might be homeless, but they might have an addiction. Some might be homeless and might just want to eat food. Yeah. Someone might be homeless and, you know, we met with a couple homeless people and they were saying there might be a lot of different homeless charities giving us clothes and giving us this, but we can't get a shower.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it was a massive eye-opener for us, the way we had to sneak in to cinema. So we're using our back in the days tactics where we're sneaking in cinemas, but we're not sneaking in to watch a movie. We're sneaking in because it's warm and we can rest our eyes for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Down there, they've got 24 hours Burger King. So we're all just sitting down with each other, buying a hot coffee, but not drinking the hot coffee. We're just holding it because it's keeping us warm. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until we get kicked out. When we get kicked out, we're finding the next spot where there was a cafe where we will stay there for like maybe 2 hours and, you know, try to get asleep. We went into like a block where the only way we could get in was through the first block, but then when the doors were closed, you know, we actually slept there for a couple hours. Do you see what I'm saying? We got kicked out of the block by the security. We're walking up and down. We snuck into a hotel, but we went into the lobby. So, you know, in the lobby of the hotel, we just found a little corner and literally rested our eyes for like 4 or 5 hours. Was able to charge our phone, was able to use the Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? And while we was doing that, other homeless people was doing that. So we're seeing other homeless people maybe trying to catch a sleep and trying not to get caught. Do you see what I'm saying? Like going into the toilets to have a little shower.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what we was kind of doing. And then the next day we kind of found a homeless charity that that runs like Brixton Soup Kitchen. So we didn't say to people that we run a homeless charity. We was just going full blown homeless.
Yeah.
Literally, we stayed there. You know, they fed us. It was like no word of a lie. It was like staying in the shard.
Yeah.
It was like it's staying in that place, even though it was on the floor. But they gave us a brand new sleeping bag. You know, we was literally outside from the cold. It was hot. We could watch TV. Big man, it was like staying in the shop.
Yeah.
We was like so thankful for just being in this centre.
Yeah.
Literally. And then for us, it was just like, we was reasoning amongst us and just saying, you know, it's good that we're doing the service that we're doing because we take it for granted because remember, we can leave and go home.
Yeah.
Some of these people can't. Do you see what I'm saying? So when
and
people,
as bad as you had it, do you feel like it was a blessing? Because like you say, some people can't go home and some people can't even get them benefits you found a way to get.
Yeah.
Some people really are out there just in the cold all day in the places that are the coldest.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Literally.
So them eye-openers there, what does that want you to show for the future? Like you've seen even worse than what you saw before. What does that do with your journey going forward?
You know, it makes us more aware on the services that we're providing, but then how could we provide more? You know, so it's made us think about maybe having shower facilities, you know, a place where they can wash their clothes, you know, and a lot of the time what people need to see to understand at the soup kitchen as well, it's not just about creating a great service for you to come back. We're trying to create a service so you don't come back. So even if it's doing massage therapy, doing CVs, covers letters, job search, trying to get work, you know, from 2013 till today, you know, we've got over 11 people back into work, you know, and those are our main success stories.
Yeah. So let me tell you, right now, there's a virus going around. Obviously, you know all about that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the virus personally?
You see with this whole coronavirus thing, honestly, this is me being honest, yeah. You know when there was a madness when I think they bombed one car, I think it was in Iran or something like that, and then they got the wrong person. And then all on the news, all they was talking about was, watch, England and America, you're going to get it. Like, there is going to be payback, innit? And we're thinking in our heads, payback's going to be, you know, maybe blowing up a car or blowing up a bus, like what it was in a couple of years ago when there was those England attacks, you know. And what I keep on saying to people, the same way how homelessness has evolved, I think war has evolved, you know. And I think for me, this sounds a bit more like chemical warfare. I might sound crazy, but it sounds a bit like chemical warfare. But it sounds to me that what's doing most of the damage is the media. Because when they keep on saying, all they keep on throwing down our throats is the death toll, the death toll, the death toll. Now, I was on a prison call before you come, and I was speaking to one of my brethren, and I was saying to him, if 1,000 people die a day, regardless of the coronavirus, every death was happening from 2 weeks ago till now, where these people were going to die anyway, because remember, people die every day, people are born every day. They're blaming the coronavirus. So they're saying, person had a heart attack, coronavirus. This person had a stroke, coronavirus. And for me, if there wasn't coronavirus, that person would have just had a heart attack. That person just would have had a stroke. And I think what they're trying to do, again, I think there is a coronavirus, or I just think it just might be a flu. You know, everyone's just getting the flu, and right now, NHS is coming under pressure because remember, we've got free healthcare. So everybody getting the flu at once could crumble NHS. So they're now trying to find a way to say, and remember, this is all in my mind. I'm not saying it's facts, but this is what's all in my mind. is if everybody was to go hospital at the same time, if 1,000 people to go hospital every hour, NHS in a week would be crumbled. And I think that's what they're trying to do. That's just me being, that's what's in my mind.
Yeah. So let us know for you yourself. Obviously, this is putting everybody on a standstill.
Yeah.
You're needing companies so you can supply the food. What has this done to you and all the homeless people that you deal with now that all these companies such as McDonald's, Greggs, Sainsbury's, Tesco's are all being shut down or being on really slow progress?
Literally, like, this whole thing has been crazy. Like, when I saw shops like McDonald's coming to us and giving us their last dead stock, is when I was like, this shit's really happening. You know, when Nando's reached out to us and was like, today's our last day, come down and see what you can get. That's when I was like, oh my days, this is crazy. We went to not Turtle Bay. What's that? Ram Kitchen. We went to Ram Kitchen. You know, I see them bleaching down their whole place, and they said, "Yep, today we're closed." I'm like, oh my days, like this is proper happening, and literally our donations has come to a complete stop. Even though we're getting a lot of people kind of saying like, "Hi, yeah, guys, we've got some donations, etc., etc." Our food bank is literally dry. You know, we was getting a lot of support from Heinz. You know, that's literally kind of slowed down. It's been crazy because, you know, without the donations we can't support the people.
Yeah.
You know,
but what are the people saying to you? The people that you have been supporting, what messages are they giving you?
To be totally honest, we've never been given so much verbal abuse in the last 2 weeks ever.
Nah.
Ever. Like, where people right now are like in dire need, and when I'm saying we literally can't help, you know, the amount of bad word that they're giving us, you know, and for me, I don't take that personal. I understand, you see what I'm saying, but you can see it's making a change on not just us, but on homeless people, on families. You know, the amount of families that are continuously texting my phone and saying, we need a food pack, we need a food pack. We literally can't deliver. Right now, they put us on lockdown. You know, I don't really care about the lockdown. I'm touching the roads, because if I need to pick up a donation, I'm picking up a donation. If I need to make a food pack and give it to a family, I'm still doing that. You see what I'm saying? But literally, phone calls has literally stopped where we've not really got anything to kind of come in. You know, yeah, so it's been crazy.
So the people you've been helping, say this now carries on for a month, 2 months. What's the worst that can happen to them?
Worst that can happen to them, no word of a lie, is probably a criminal record, because it's gonna go to the point where they're gonna have to start. Their mind is gonna go into survival instincts, and they might have to maybe go into a shop and steal an egg and a milk because they're not getting it. You know, the food banks who was usually supporting them, they're not getting the donations to run as a food bank. You know, so it's affecting the food banks, but at the same time, for us, it's affecting our food bank, it's affecting our clothes bank, because people don't want to leave their house. It's affecting the centre, because the centre, the council's kind of said to us that for health and safety, we can't open the centre. You know, so I don't think if this runs any longer that we can actually continue. But again, there's a lot of there's a lot of foundations and trusts who have been reaching out to, sending emails to, if they can send us donations. So any donation that actually comes through the soup kitchen, you know, I wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, go cash and carry, try and get what I can get, make food packs, and literally.
Has any of them reached out yet that you've got at?
Still waiting. So I had a phone call yesterday with Bentley, and tried to see what Bentley could donate.
Yeah.
But anything what they kind of donate to us, even if it's 1,000, 5,000, whatever, literally is going to be about us kind of, you know, putting petrol in the car, getting a team. So we're going to be doing some stuff with Anthony Blackton in Luton. So we're literally going to be doing some work in Luton as well, working with some young people to do some work over there. But we're literally just waiting for the donation. Yeah. So there's many things that we still want to do, but now it's not about us going cash and carry. We have to go to the corner shop. We literally have to go to the corner shop, buy milk, bread, put it make a food pack, and give it to her.
Where everything's gone up as well.
Yeah.
So
oh my God! I saw hand sanitizer yesterday for £25.
That's a joke.
Literally.
Yeah. So let's say the blessings come right and everything comes back together real soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully. What is the future? What do you want now? Where you're at? What do you want for the future? Where's the soup kitchen going?
So the main thing for us is it's always about alleviating homelessness, you know, and the best way we can alleviate homelessness is about us all working together. You know, the only way we can get on the other side of anything is by us working together. There's no loneliness, it has to be togetherness, you know. So we want to kind of work together with everyone. We definitely want to do some fundraisers where I can start paying my staff, because I want to keep my staff. You know, I want to pay myself. You know, so definitely try and do that. Continue doing the work that we've started all around abroad. So we definitely want to start doing that as well. And just anything, you know. So I do a lot of school talks as well. I do a lot of talks in colleges and universities. So I want to kind of continue that. And yeah, just anything that we can do. You know, I want to be the spokesman. I want to be the homeless congressman of the UK one day, and be the spokesman of homelessness and the do's and the don'ts on supporting homelessness and try to eradicate homelessness.
Okay, for those of us that want to know what else we can do and see that Solomon's involved in because of what he has done with the homelessness, just give us a quick something on the game that's next to you.
Yeah,
the Roadman game.
So guys, you see Roadman right behind me. So we're working with Playback Studios. So those are the guys that's kind of helped to design our logo, and they do a lot of stuff with like media, going into schools, teaching young people media, how to do logos, etc. They've now got their new gaming development with who is it? With
Playback Interactive, isn't it?
Yeah, with all of that. And literally, so basically we're going to be kind of designing this game. And this game is just basically about, it's like a driving game, like about basically getting food from the warehouse to the homeless in time, so that, you know, people can eat. Also about kind of getting into people's homes. So kind of just a lot of what we actually do at the soup kitchen is what the game's going to be about.
But let them know the game's set on you.
Yeah, you guys can see. Yeah. You guys can see. You know, so yeah, the game's definitely set on me. They're using the logo, what they've designed for the soup kitchen to kind of put in there. So yeah, so we've definitely got that kind of coming out real soon.
Okay, well let us know all the members that are part of the soup kitchen that are doing an amazing job.
Yes.
Everyone who's working with you.
Yes, so we've got Bex, we've got Jennifer, so we've got two Jennifers. Big up the two Jennifers, big up Bex, big up Charlie, big up Hashi, Micah, you know, we've got Miss Esther, we've got Phyllis. I just want to say thank you guys so much, you know, just for supporting us. You know, we've got Francesca, we've got Emily, you know, so we've got people who help with the emails, with donations, sending out letters, you know, sending thank you letters, you know, corporate. So we get quite a lot of corporates kind of coming down, working for the day, etc. Chefs, you know, we've got Shelly Belly, you know, is our chef, you know. So yeah, man, just want to say just a thank you very much to all you guys, all the board members. So we've got like a lot of people on the board. You know, we had God rest her soul. We had Tessa Jowd, our local MP. We've got Joanna Lumley, so she's a local, she lives in Stockholm as well. You know, she supported us in that as well. You know, we're doing a lot of work with Idris Elba, with Rio Ferdinand. So we've got some stuff coming out, hopefully 2021. Yeah, man, guys, we're just literally just trying to just make this really, really happen, man. And we just really, really want your support.
So you heard what the man said, and remember, when you're listening to his words, every person he mentioned there is doing this job for nothing.
Trust me.
Because they want to see a better community.
Trust.
And every one of them's got their own lives that they're supposed to be leading at the same time. And listen what the man said, every 2 weeks he's down the job centre.
Oh, I nearly forgot Charlie. Almost forgot Charlie, there's no way I could forget Charlie. Big up Charlie as well.
So do what you can and stop saying it. Do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there any last words you want us to know before we end this?
Please support us, support us, support us. You guys seen that we've been putting in this grind for over 7 years. You know, help us to kind of make a change in our community. You know, and definitely email us bricksandsoupkitchen@gmail.com. You can follow us on our Instagram, Bricks and Soup Kitchen. You can follow my personal one, Solly'S World. We're also on Snapchat, Brick Soup Kitchen and Solly'S World.
Big up to Solomon,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Soup Kitchen.
Thank
Big
you.
up to all his staff. And big up to all the people that are walking with me.
Definitely.
And all the young ones out there that are taking the route that leads them to something good. Don't listen to no one who's on the wrong path. Look after your families and do better.
Trust me.
1.